one more round of applause for your host, Nancy. I think that you are doing a great job. You brought a group of people to a bringer. There is no higher than that. Yeah. So I'll tell you about myself. I'm Andrew. I'm originally from Newcastle. If you don't, thank you. If you don't know Newcastle that well, it's basically Big Wetherspoons. Yeah, when I first came to London, for the first 2 weeks, I lived in a hostel because my life's amazing. Yeah, if you've never lived in a hostel before, it's a very weird concept. So basically, you sleep in a room with a bunch of strangers, like a lot of which who are leaving the country the next day with your iPad. Long story short, I'm selling iPads. The price. So yeah, no, it's I live in a flat share at the moment. Anyone else in a flat share?
Hey.
The lights are so bright I can't see you, so I'm assuming second row. So for the rest of the crowd, if you don't know what a flat share is, it's not like a family house, but instead of having family meals together, there's usually a housemate doing ketamine at the dining room table. Yeah. Just like my mum and dad used to do when I was growing up. Yeah, my mum and dad are really into self-reflection. By that I mean they like doing ketamine off a mirror. They hate that joke too. So yeah, it's good. I'm looking for a flat currently. I'm going on flat viewings. Flat viewings are really weird nowadays. I went on a flat viewing recently where I was asked a list of questions in front of the entire household. Like questions like, how good are you at conflict resolution? Do you like board games? What do you think happens to us after death? Just all the essential information. My answer was, I think after I die, someone will probably send a message to the house WhatsApp group. Can someone please move the dead body? It's really starting to smell. I didn't get the room. So yeah, I'll tell you more about myself. So I'm neurodivergent, which means I think in a different way compared to the majority of people. Like I used to kind of ask audiences to shout out what kind of neurodiversity that they thought that I had. I'm not doing that again. That was not fun for me. So I'll just tell you guys. So I'm autistic. Thank you. One person. A round of applause on my last gig. No pressure. I appreciate it, but it's late and forced. But I appreciate it. So yeah, I think that's why I feel so comfortable doing stand-up, because I get to talk at length about my specialist subject, myself. Like, I'm vaccinated. I'm already autistic, so I thought. What's the worst that can happen? Like, the worst that can happen has happened. The most common stereotype about I don't want to stop you laughing, but I only have 6 minutes. So the most common stereotype about autistic people is that we're really bad at communication, and I was really bad at communication, like especially as a child. Like, as a child, any time that somebody farted, I said, bless you. Very common mistake, very common. Yeah, I got my diagnosis during my first year of university, which is quite late because it manifested a lot earlier than that. When I got my diagnosis, I had like a questionnaire that I filled out, and I had like an in-depth interview, and when the psychologist told me my diagnosis, the first question that I asked was, well, is there anything you can do to help? Like any assistance you can provide in any way, like maybe even a podcast you can recommend. They said they can give me an extra 20 minutes to finish my exams at university. After that, I'm on my own. So basically what happened was, I went to a psychologist, I did like a questionnaire, had like an assessment, an interview, and then they told me unequivocally that I'm going to struggle with eye contact throughout my life, struggle to connect with people and form like meaningful social relationships. I just thought you should know that. Good luck with everything. You'll need it. Apart from that, the most common stereotype about autistic people is that we don't understand humour. But I even taught stand-up comedy once. I was at a performing arts camp in America, and the main thing that I personally learned from the course is no matter how supportive the parents are, they won't high-five their teenage child over a masturbation joke. No matter how strong the punchline is. But yeah, the first autism diagnosis in the UK was in December 1936 by psychologist Mildred Creek. If you're not laughing, you're learning. Learning and laughing, that's good. Before that, there wasn't any autistic people. Just people who are really into trains and routines. The term autism first came about in Greece in the early 17th century, and the word autism comes from the Greek word autos, which means someone who lives in their own world, which is also the definition of a great science fiction writer. Like, by that definition, J.K. Rowling is also massively autistic. Allegedly, I have to say allegedly, there is clearly another Harry Potter fan. Everyone's a little bit magic, don't worry. So I've got less than a minute left. I just want to say, I think that more people should go to therapy. Because I get a discount if I go in a group. So yes, that's been my time. If anyone here wants to follow me after this gig, it's at Andrew Tubman 2 on OnlyFans, Bumble, and Screwfix. Round of applause for your host and MC, everyone.